Alright, let's move on to noise removal now. Now, when we refer to noise, we're referring to the background hiss, the white noise that microphones pick up when there's no speech. It sounds like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to select a pause containing only the noise, train Audacity to realize what that noise is like, and then remove that noise from the entire track. Now, we select a pause over here, and the important thing to keep in mind when selecting a pause is, one, the duration. You could make do with a pause of length 1 second. We'd typically recommend having a pause of at least 2 to 3 seconds in length, the longer the better. And the second part is when you select a pause, it should contain only the background noise and nothing else. If, for example, it contains the speech, well, applying noise reduction over there will remove the speech from your track as a whole. So we select this pause over here. We click on Effect. We go to Noise Reduction. And the first thing we do is we get noise profile so that Audacity knows what kind of noise it's looking for. Now, we select the entire track again. We go to Effect. We go to Noise Reduction. And this is the part that's a little fiddly. Out on the field, you'd be tweaking these parameters until you hit a sweet spot, which removes the noise while also not distorting the audio too much. Over here, we'll just go ahead with the values given over here. So we click on OK. And let's give this a listen.
Here's another question.
So you can see that the noise has gone down a fair amount over here. Now, one of the things which we heavily discourage is applying a noise reduction on top of a noise reduction. You could do that, but only if you're absolutely sure of what you're doing. And usually you do that like on one small part of the audio track as opposed to the entire track like we just did. More typical is the case where maybe the parameters weren't right, or maybe the pause section wasn't right, and you want to apply that again, the noise reduction again. So what you do in such a case then is you press Ctrl Z to roll back to how it was. Select a pause sequence. Go to Effect. Go back to Noise Reduction. Get the noise profile again. Then once again, it's just rinse and repeat at this point. Select the entire track, then go to Effect, then go to Noise Reduction. Change the parameters, like play around with them to see what works. You could at this point also click on Preview so that you can hear what the track sounds like if you were to apply noise reduction. It's just a short preview. And if that sounds about right, then click on OK. And there you go. Now, a couple of things, a couple of wrap-up points over here. One, I found it very useful to, once you hit that parameter sweet spot, note it down in a separate editing notes file somewhere so that if you have to roll back your work on this project or redo this part of your project again, then you can just, apply those values and you don't have to play around once more. And the second part is, you'd recall from the basic editing sequence about how you can have multiple tracks in the same project. So when you import multiple tracks, you'll have to either apply noise reduction on them separately. So what works for one track may not work for the other track. What we prefer is usually doing the noise reduction in those individual projects and then moving all those tracks into one final consolidated project.